I'm a rolling stone, bound to roam.
Alright folks, I think the fun is over. It's time to tackle this big repair. I'm gonna keep working my way back to good wood. Start getting this bad boy ready.
Pouring rain, wanna hear that train. There she comes, won't you get on?
That nail missed the beam, so ain't doing nothing. We will replace it.
Watch the tree falling like the breeze. You want to roll. Take the seat on the back, my grill. One more trip, I'm a move on. Across the track, don't look back. All the jack won't roll on. City lights will blind your eyes. Don't look twice. Won't you roll on?
Alright, first one is ready. Alright folks, I wanted to mix this episode up a little bit just because it is mostly focused on that one task. A couple of things looking ahead a bit. The boat has these pretty funky deck reinforcement type deals for the mast partner. So my plan is to pull the masts, remove these, and then replace them with a similar structure that's made out of composites. So against the cabin top, I will have that built up and it'll come down with a little radius that comes to a composite partners. And then replacing this reinforcement and structure, I will do a series of laminates of glass that kind of radiate out. So that'll spread all the load on the deck that the deck sees from the mast pushing on the deck at the partners. So back to the project and a little more of this in a bit. got all these repaired. All our scarfs are done. Pretty happy with them. I've stood on them, I've bounced on them. I feel pretty confident. These boats are overbuilt. We're putting an inch of plywood on top of them for decking. That'll have another lap joint like our other repairs. So next step is to replace all of this blocking, and then we'll be on to working on the deck. It's been a long couple days. I'm going to move on to cutting out this lap and go from there. Alrighty, back for more. Looking ahead, so similar deal here with the mast partner and the reinforcement of the cabin top structure around it. I'll do the same thing. I'll have radiating layers of fiberglass that come out from the partners. I will make a composite partner structure for where the mast goes through the cabin top. The cabin top is doubled up, going athwartship on either side here, so you have about 1 3/4 inches of solid plywood that goes all the way out to the sides of the cabin top. In a second here I'll show you what my plans are for the exterior of the cabin top to reinforce that. Composite partners, I'll build it up pretty much the same way I plan on doing the forward mast. I think you more or less get the idea with that. I'm trying to get rid of any metal hardware that I don't absolutely have to have, and I'm trying to get rid of any deck penetrations that I don't absolutely have to have. Additionally here, kind of weighing the pluses and minuses and the options with the companionway. I don't love that this comes up so high, so I'd like to take the entry of the companionway down to the deck level. I will have a little short bridge deck aft of the cabin top before you get into the lowered well of the cockpit. Also gonna have to build that. I'm gonna have to build a whole new cockpit, but that's another story. I'm considering moving the companionway to the center line. And there's a lot of factors here, and I'm obviously not making any decisions right now. I'm just kind of thinking ahead. I like the options that opens up as far as an interior layout. Having the companionway off to one side is somewhat limiting, and that is specific boat to boat. But on this one, for what I would like to do, I think it would be more beneficial to have the companionway on the center line. This structure for the companionway is pretty rotten on both sides here, so it's got to be rebuilt anyways. My thought is if I got to rebuild it, I might as well rebuild it the way I want. So kicking that around in my head, it's part of the reason I'm taking this whole project on is I love a blank canvas. I love to be able to build something the way I want it, know that it's built to my standard, and then go use it. So let's go look at those external supports for the side load on the cabin top. So you may remember the metal angle supports that were here that I removed in episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1, I'll link it above. Do go check that out. That's when I tore everything off the deck of this boat. Same deal, I want to replace those supports with a composite structure. So I'm thinking of building something up that has a bit of a radius, so it's just a little easier on the eye, a little less of a trip hazard walking along the deck. Same deal, I would laminate multiple layers of ply, glue that on, and then put heavy fiberglass over it. And that would take all this side load from the cabin top that it gets from the mast at the partners pushing sideways. So all of this needs to be tied in one way or another. I believe that's my solution for replacing those metal supports, which we're failing, if we're being honest. We have visitors. This happened overnight. Look at this. Look at us. We're really doing it. I feel really good about this repair. At every step, I was putting my weight on everything, bouncing up and down, checking it for strength, checking it for any cracking. I am very confident that this is stronger than it was before. Past this, as you've seen in previous episodes, I have a few other similar but much smaller repairs to do around the deck. That'll be next on the list, and then we'll be moving on to filling any remaining fastener holes, and we'll be prepping the deck for fiberglass. Within 2 to 3 weeks here, we should be getting a lot of glass on this boat and really moving it along to where we're trying to go with it. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I really appreciate everybody watching these. If you haven't checked out episode 1 and 2, please go back and do that. They'll be on the end screen here. You can click that link. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscribers, all of it. Quick reminder, I do have donation links in the description. If you're in a position to throw me a couple bucks, a little goes a long way and it all adds up. So really appreciate everyone's support. It's really motivating, keeps me going. I'm still loving every minute of this project. And I will have another video out 2 weeks from now at the latest. Thanks, guys.